I believe it was Jonas Salk who had mentioned at some point that rainbows are embedded in our genetic material. I just think there are things that we connect with that we automatically find ourselves just kind of go, and I think rainbows are one of those things.
Everybody loves a rainbow. It's really inescapable. From the biblical rainbow coming as God's sign of deliverance after Noah's flood, to the rainbow myths of Australian Aborigines, every culture holds the rainbow sacred as a sign of healing and of deliverance. Early on, I got a deep scientific insight into the healing power of solar spectrum light. I had the privilege of meeting with Dr. Jonas Salk just before his death in 1995. After I told him about my solar spectrum artwork and the profound effect it had on people who experienced it, he responded by saying that over the course of millions of years, the rainbow has been encoded into our genetic material, that we have a built-in natural healing response when we see a rainbow. And then a few years ago, I was offered a commission that could affect real individual people, cancer patients, people whose lives are totally on the line. And this was really humbling. It brought me down to earth. I would try to address their fragile humanity and my own using the art of light at the Eisenhower Medical Center in the California desert.
When I'm asked to describe, where did this come from? How long has it been here? I remind everyone that we opened the Cancer Center with this installation in place. It was meant to happen from the very beginning. And it lives with us. And so this work by Peter is part of our life here in the Cancer Center.
I used to be a dancer, so I like things that flow and move and are integrated with each other. And that to me was the most beautiful part of it, is that it flowed one into the other, and it caught your attention because it moved. And it was so beautiful being surrounded by color and movement. Just lovely.
In the midst of any busy day or in the midst of any fearful experience, which can happen when you come into a cancer center for a variety of reasons, whether it's to be treated or to get a scan or it's blood work, it's a reminder that you have cancer. So I think I can talk about this in two hats. I think what I'll do is take my professional hat off for a minute and actually I'm a cancer patient hat on, having been diagnosed with lung cancer. Presently not in treatment, pleasantly doing very well. But nonetheless, I can honestly say I know how you feel when I'm talking with someone about any cancer, but certainly about lung cancer. It was extremely overwhelming experience on so many different levels. And I just couldn't quiet the fearful chatter. And I have heard from other cancer patients similar, they just say it a little differently than I do. Being able to come and sit anywhere that would minimize that chatter, even for a few moments, was very important and really helpful to me. It gave me some time where I guess I just did what I talked about before, dropped my shoulders and took a deep breath. And until I was asked to participate in this filming, and Peter and I talked more, I was completely unaware of the fact that when I needed to do that, I came down to the lobby and I sat looking at the spectrum. And I had no idea that I did that. So, wow, it's, if nothing else, something extremely beautiful that doesn't require thought. I'm not looking at a picture I need to interpret. I just can look at something that is beautiful, and in its beauty, it's mindless. it's whatever I need it to be at that moment. Well, I guess that's why it worked for me. Wow. You're not supposed to get me to talk like this. I have things to do.
It takes you out of yourself. It takes you into another sphere. And you realize there are things bigger than you are. And to me, that is very helpful in the healing process.